Imagine nature as a battleground, where survival is the ultimate prize. Here, animals have become masters of disguise, chemical warriors, and architects of astonishing physical traits, all thanks to the powerful forces of biology, ecology, and evolution. It's the race for survival of the fittest. Animals have developed amazing camouflage, blending seamlessly while others have undergone remarkable physical transformations. Ecologically, it's all about the give and take between animals and their environments. From an evolutionary lens, the story of these defenses is written in the fossil records and are the living tales of today's species. So get ready to be amazed as we dive into 5 of the fascinating weapons that animals use to deter and attack predators. The Texas horned lizard, affectionately dubbed as the horny toad, does squirt, not in a sexual way, but to get away from its predators. This spiky little critter calls the sunny south-central US and parts of northeastern Mexico its home. This lizard is decked out with an ensemble of horns and spikes, blending into the arid landscapes like a desert ninja. When threatened, it pulls off a magic trick straight out of a superhero comic, shooting blood from its eyelids. This isn't just any blood. It's like a stinky, taste-bad spray that tells predators, "You really don't want to eat me." This process, known as autohemorrhaging, involves increasing the blood pressure in the thin, air-filled cavity around its eyes until they rupture, allowing the lizard to squirt blood from its eye sockets. This special blood is more than just red liquid. It's a concoction of chemicals with its foul sensory surprise that can be off-putting to predators. In a twist of clever adaptation, the lizard can masterfully control this blood-squirting ability, not just for defense, but also for hygiene. This built-in natural windshield wiper, known as the nictitating membrane, gracefully sweeps across the eye, clearing away the blood and ensuring the lizard's vision remains sharp and unobstructed. But like any good superhero story, there are villains who've caught on. Creatures like bobcats, wolves, and coyotes aren't easily fooled. They might just shrug off the blood squirting and carry on. Nonetheless, for many, this trick is a game changer. Another remarkable creature is the Iberian ribbed newt, also known to many as the Spanish ribbed newt. Found in the expanses of the Iberian Peninsula and Morocco. This sizable amphibian, distinguished as the largest of its kind in Europe, has a unique defense mechanism that allows it to actively force its ribs out through its back. Triggered by agitation or threat, it begins by skillfully swinging its ribs forward, adjusting their angle relative to the spine by as much as 50 degrees. What's truly fascinating is how the newt manages to keep the rest of its body completely still during this process. This precise movement allows the tips of the newt's ribs to pierce through its skin, protruding outward from its body. If a predator tries to bite the newt or pick it up using its mouth, the newt's ribs act like poisonous barbs, injecting a poisonous, milky substance secreted from its skin into the mouth of the predator. The ribs have tubercles, small rounded points like a nodule attached to the bone with a mucous membrane, and through these, the sharp ribs can puncture. This mechanism could be considered as a primitive and rudimentary system of envenomation, but is completely harmless to humans. The newt also secretes a slightly toxic discharge from the neck and the sides of the body as a second mode of defense. Shifting our focus, we now turn to another astonishing marvel, the exploding ants. For over 2 centuries, scientists have been aware of the intriguing exploding ants. But it wasn't until 2018 that a new species, Colobopsis explodens, was officially recognized, making the first such discovery since 1935. Additionally, the Malaysian exploding ant, Colobopsis saundersi, known earlier, had its unique defense strategy detailed in 2018, shedding new light on these fascinating creatures. Picture this: a group of these ants living in the dense, lush jungles of Malaysia and Brunei, faced with an invading predator. Instead of fleeing or hiding, these ants, akin to the kamikaze pilots of World War II, use an explosive approach to self-defense. These kamikaze ants are equipped with what could be described as biological ticking time bombs. This self-destructive behavior is called autothesis. They have a mandibular gland of extraordinary proportions, brimming with a sticky, noxious substance. When threatened, these ants chomp down on the intruder, angle their butt close, and then, in a display of self-sacrifice that borders on the theatrical, they flex with such vigor that their abdomens burst open, unleashing this toxic brew. The scene is almost like a tiny, six-legged version of a kamikaze pilot bravely crashing into enemy lines. Their explosive payload is a pungent yellow goo that smells faintly of curry. The goo may immobilize the attacker until it dies or ingests the toxin, which results in an immediate kill. The secretion is manufactured in the ant's jaw glands and is released when the ants rupture their abdomens. This secretion is not only a sticky mess, but also a lethal cocktail of toxins and antibacterial agents. In this extraordinary act of self-sacrifice, much like the kamikaze pilots of yore, these ants embody a fierce commitment to their colony, a testament to nature's sometimes wild ways of ensuring survival. Moving on to a tiny but mighty creature, the Bombarder beetle is almost like the James Bond of the insect world. These little fellows decked out in stylish orange headgear and dark blue wing covers are the secret agents of the beetle realm. When these beetles feel threatened, they don't just run and hide. They have a trick up their sleeve, or should I say, at the tip of their butt. In a move that would make any predator think twice, they eject a scalding chemical spray, as if saying, "Back off, buddy." This isn't just any spray. We're talking about a whopping 100 degrees Celsius boiling hot, noxious concoction, a result of the chemical tango between hydroquinone and hydrogen peroxide. The beetle mixes the two chemicals, stored in a protective chamber in their hindquarters, causing a rapid exothermic reaction that heats the mixture to the boiling point and propels it through a narrow abdominal opening with explosive force. This spray is aimed with some degree of accuracy at the attacker, and it can kill other insects or startle potential predators into backing off. The spray is also irritating to the eyes. In the enigmatic depths of our oceans, a supervillain lurks with a deadly weapon, the cone snail. Residing predominantly in tropical, shallow waters, these snails are not your average garden variety. They're the secret agents of the sea, masters of disguise, hiding in sandy bottoms or under coral shelves, waiting for their unsuspecting prey. This creature could well be the protagonist in a gripping underwater thriller. The shell of a cone snail is roughly conical in shape, with the anterior end being narrower. Their home is elongated and narrow, and the outer lip is simple, thin, and sharp. The foot is strong and muscular, and the siphon is well developed. Cone snails are like skilled assassins with a remarkable defense strategy. They possess a unique ability to switch between different types of venom depending on the situation, whether they're hunting or defending themselves. When a cone snail targets its prey, the action begins. It first detects its next meal using special sensing cells called chemoreceptive cells on its proboscis. Then, it gently makes contact, and in a swift, surprise move, it launches a harpoon-like tooth from its extendable proboscis. This tooth, a modified part of its feeding structure called the radula, is loaded with potent venom. The swift attack paralyzes the prey, allowing the cone snail to engulf its catch effortlessly. After feasting and digesting its catch, the snail expels any indigestible bits like scales or spines, along with the used harpoon. Interestingly, this snail isn't just a hunter. It can also use its venomous tooth for self-defense when it senses danger. These venoms are a cocktail of conotoxins, usually hundreds of different compounds, a special type of peptide, each designed to target a specific nerve channel or receptor with precision. But here's the twist. There's no antidote for a cone snail sting. Medical care focuses on keeping the victim stable, essentially a waiting game until the potent toxins naturally fade away. Cone snails pack a surprisingly deadly punch. Although they don't hunt humans, their venom is extraordinarily powerful, with a single snail having enough venom to potentially end 700 human lives. The geographic cone snail, with a dark twist of humor, is nicknamed the cigarette snail. Why? Because if stung, you might have just enough time for one last cigarette before the venom takes effect. This nickname serves as a stark, yet wry reminder of the formidable forces hidden within nature. Exploring the hidden wonders of these amazing animals shows us the endless mysteries and marvels of nature. What other incredible secrets could the animal kingdom be holding? Share your thoughts in the comments, and remember to like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing stories of our nature.